Hey there, this is Drina Smith at Yoga Revelation, and I want to share my practice today. And it's focusing more on balance and movement for hips, shoulders, and legs. So let's get started. You're going to come to the front of your mat. We're going to practice what's called the breath of joy. So it's a 3-part breath in the chamber of the chest and the diaphragm. So what you're going to do is take 1/3 of the breath in through your nose, and then a second third, and then another third. And then you fill the air into your lungs. And with this movement, we're going to swing our arms forward, back, forward again. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend our knees, swing our arms back, and then let all of the air out through our mouth. So it's going to be inhale, 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 full exhale. And we're going to just have fun with it and go, so that's called the breath of joy. It's really good for uplifting and really filling your body with energy, getting into a full breath of air, and then it always relieves stress to really let that air out. And even when you're tired and you'd be like, it feels good to have that feeling. So we're gonna try it with me, and we're gonna swing our arms. Just let them go wherever they want to. Then swing them to the music. We're gonna inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. All right, keep going, and I will join you. Do this 3 more times and go with your own flow. You don't have to go as fast as me, or you can slow it down. And then you're going to meet me in a forward fold at the end of your exhale. So we want to think about any of our postures today. Anytime we're extending the body long, we're going to inhale. And anytime we're compressing or folding the body into itself, and then, a twist or fold, we're exhaling. So allow yourself to fall over top of your legs, just resting in this pose. You're pressing through all 4 corners of your feet. So just lifting the toes, pressing the inside corners of your feet, outside edges. Rock back on your heels, and you can even come up on your tiptoes. And this is just playing with your balance here while really stretching out the muscles in the back of the body. Keep a soft bend in the knees, the hamstrings. Keep it tight in the beginning of our practice. Feel a free movement here. Incorporate the hips. Bend deeply into the knees. Sway from side to side. Just play around with that balance by regaining your breath from our breath of joy. We got some energy now. All right, and then come to stillness. Press your palms into your shins. This is what we call a half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. So in this pose, you want to think about elongating the base of the spine and the space behind you. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Press the palms down into the mat, maybe down into your shins, and straighten your neck in alignment with your spine. A lot of times when we're doing yoga, we want to watch the yoga teacher, and we're kind of like cranking our neck up. If you're hearing cues from the yoga teacher, just take that and just draw your vision towards your mat, just so you're elongating the neck. You're not like cranking your head up so you can see what the teacher's doing. Okay. And take a couple breaths here. Then bend into the knees. We're going to open our arms out wide on our inhale. Almost coming up like we're doing chair. Press through the soles of your feet and reach your arms up. Take an inhale. Big one. Exhale, hands come down to your heart center. I like to hear one of my favorite teachers says, press the back of your thumbs into your heart space and feel your heart beating. This is what we do to ground ourselves at the beginning of our practice. And also, if you just want to take yoga for the breath and movement, you don't necessarily set an intention for the beginning of your practice. Take this time to center in with yourself. You can let those thoughts come up, no judgment, even if you're thinking about, man, what am I going to do after yoga today? We've got a lot of things on my list. What's most important is that you came to yoga and you're giving yourself a moment of peace, right? All right, so center in. Feet are grounded. Lift up all 10 toes. Come up onto your tiptoes and then back down onto your heels. Press your feet down into the mat. Really strengthen through the legs so that you feel the muscles in your quads kind of pull up a little bit. Firming up the lower back. Just breathe here. It's a lot in this movement. Now exhale, hands can come back down to your sides. Allow your palms to not be forward like this. It kind of adds to our forward posture of like leaning forward towards our steering wheel if we're driving, our desk if we're at the computer, or our cell phones or tablets if we have it in our hands, okay? I'm gonna practice this at yoga. And we turn our palms forward. That lets the shoulders open up and it opens the chest. So opening up the shoulders, palms facing forward. And now, your next exhale, look down at your feet. Allow your heels and your toes to be in alignment with your hips. So give yourself space. We don't want the stance to be too wide or too narrow. We don't want feet together. Give them some space. Have your feet planted right underneath of where your frontal hip points are. Okay. Take another inhale, sweep the arms up. Really reach the fingertips up. Feel your torso getting long. Soft bend in the knees. We're gonna bend at the waist and go into our forward fold. Tight hamstrings, bend the knees more. And then let your chest rest onto your thighs. Inhale to our half lift. And then we're gonna exhale, bend the knees, place your hands down into the mat, and then come down onto your knees. Doing a couple rounds of cat-cow. Okay. Now, if you have issues with your knees, or like it's just too much pressure, get a blanket or like a towel and just put it underneath of your knees. What's more important is that you have your knees in alignment with your hips, and then your palms right underneath of your shoulders. Okay. So when we inhale, we're going to allow our chest and belly to drop down. See how my shoulders are kind of like, you're engaging the shoulders and then not engaged, okay? Not engaged for our cow. But then press the tops of your feet down into the mat. Lift your gaze softly so you don't have to crank it all the way up, but just enough to lift your chin. Inhale through the nose. Big inhale. And then exhale, gaze down toward your thighs. And then we're going to go the opposite way with our spine. So press down into the mat and make space in between the upper shoulder blades, and then draw the navel in towards your spine, and then even press your hips forward. It's kind of like a forward and upward motion, okay? And then we're going to exaggerate that on our cow. So going the opposite way, drop the chest, drop the belly, let everything fall down, but then the tailbone lifts. And lift your gaze softly. Full inhale. And then exhale. Look down toward your thighs. Press your palms so that the upper part of your shoulder blades, they kind of spray away like wings. And then draw your navel up and in. Pelvis goes up and in. Tops of the feet pressing down into the mat. All right, let's do it one more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Good. And then come to a neutral spine. And then let your knees go out a little bit wider than it was before, not really exaggerated, but we're going to do some movements, some circular motions. Getting into, like when you get to your down dogs, we don't want to not have enough movement within the wrist. We got to prepare it to be weight bearing, right? So like doing some movements around in a circular motion. You can start counterclockwise or clockwise, whichever one is comfortable for you. Reconnecting with that breath. So when you go forward, think of inhaling, and then once you sweep towards the back, towards your heels, exhale. Inhale, forward, exhale. You can make these circles as small or as big as you want. You can start off with small circles and then work your way up to big ones. You're incorporating the hips with this movement here. And then you pause and come to center. And then we're going to do the opposite way. So inhaling, exhaling, opposite way. When we peek up towards the front, press your hands down into the mat and really feel how the upper body is being supported by the weight of your hands. So this is where we would be pressing our palms down into the mat, and you want to feel that you're engaging your shoulders so that you are supporting that weight. And then come to stillness and just tuck the toes back behind you. Come into a down dog with bent knees. In this, we're going to take our time to bend into one knee. So bending deeply into the right knee and then trying to softly press the left heel down towards your mat. And we're going to kind of incorporate a twist here. So incorporate the hip by twisting the hips towards the right side. So then coming back out to level, we're going to straighten out that right leg and now bend into the left knee and softly take a twist over to the left side. Okay? But we're going to try to make this into a flow. So inhaling as we stretch, exhaling as we twist. Inhaling as we stretch, exhaling as we twist. Right? All right. So do that a couple times, and when you were like, I've had enough of that, maybe back in your down dog. And we're going to press through our palms, pressing more into the finger pads, almost like you're pressing like a suction cup with your palms down into the mat. And then pushing the heels back and forth. If you want to, you could bend one knee in to your chest, and then press it straight out back behind you, but keeping the hips level with where they are. All right, lower it back down. Take another inhale. Exhale, left knee into your chest. Just to hold and exhale. You press that out. And then do it one more time. And then you exhale when you bring in. Inhale when you press back out. And then softly lower down. By this time, our wrists need a little love, so we're going to bring the knees back down to the mat, untuck the toes, and then roll the shoulders around. And just loosen us up. Arms go out to the side, turn your thumbs down, and then make a fist. Put the fist back behind you, fist bump. And then we're just going to stay here and breathe, because this is opening up the frontal pectoral muscles and the front shoulder. We're just breathing, and with the breath comes the stretch. So breathing in, and then exhaling through the nostrils. Breathe in, exhale through the nostrils. Now our next inhale that you take, you're going to sweep your arms out and up in front of you. Then we're going to make goalpost arms. So in your exhale, let the exhale bring you here. And then you're just going to squeeze the arms out by your sides. Inhale, they reach up. Exhale, just squeezing the arms back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze them out to the sides. One more like this. Inhale, exhale, squeeze them down. And then put the hands right out in front of you, just like you're holding out a platter. And then we're just going to squeeze the hands together and then extend. So you're just flexing and extending the fingers. And then you can just breathe normally for this. No exaggerating with breath. Just breathing normally for this. Just getting that circulation going. That blood pumping through the fingers, the wrists, and the arms, okay? What happens when you speed it up? Feel a little bit of fatigue coming on here. Just keep breathing, power through it. And then we're gonna pause. Let the hands stay out. You can feel that sensation of the blood pumping, that circulation going. Okay? Let the hands come down to your sides. Rest the back of your hands onto your thighs. Now we're gonna ball up our fists. Let the arms go out wide, shoulder length apart. And just like you're pouring out, pitchers of water, we're gonna tilt our wrists downward and then tilt them up and down a few times. And then pause, and then we're gonna roll them. Roll them in one direction, keep breathing. And then the other way. Very good. All right. And we're gonna cross our legs out in front of us. Just rock from side to side. And then back, forward and backwards, forward and backward. What this is doing is this is getting the spine and hip movement, get some fluidity within the joints. And even take some circles. If you do a lot of sitting or standing in your day-to-day, this is really good for that. And then come to stillness. Side body stretches. So right hand comes down to the space right next to you. Bend into that elbow. And then inhale and arch your body over. You can use your elbow as support on that one side just to stay grounded. Make sure the left hip stays down onto the mat as you breathe in. Gaze towards the inside part of your arm on the left. Breathe in one more time, and your exhale brings you back to center. We're going to switch. So left hand down, bend slightly into that elbow. Inhale, we're going to arch over to this side. Press your left palm down into the mat for stability. Take an inhale, look at the inside corner of the right arm. As you inhale, it's surprising how you feel that air gets sent down to the right side of the hip, into the side ribs. Exhale, it brings you back up to your center. And now we're going to extend the legs out in front of us and do a side body twist. So the right knee comes into the body. Lift the leg up if you want an intense stretch. If not, the leg can stay right here. So for me, I'm going to take the right leg and then cross it over your left. Inhale the right arm up. Inhale the left arm up. And then we're gonna hug in that thigh and towards the body. All right, and you can feel a stretch here on the outside part of the right thigh. We're gonna take another inhale. And our exhale is gonna send our gaze over and back towards the back of our mat, over our right shoulder. And keep the left foot flexed. And as you inhale, feel a lot of stretching going on here on the outside of the right thigh. It could be on the outside of the left rib cage. And then also getting a nice twist for digestion is so good for us to do twists with our bodies. And your exhale is going to bring you back to center. Extend both legs in. Now draw the left leg in towards you. Now cross over the left foot over top of the right thigh. And inhale. Right arm lifts, hug in, and hold on to the thigh. And make sure that both of the hips are leveled onto your mat, okay? You don't want to be leaning more to one side. So level out here. Take another inhale, torso grows long. And as you exhale, send your gaze over your left shoulder and towards the back of your mat or the space behind you. Continue to breathe. Inhale, exhale, take another breath in, and then your exhale will help you unwind, look towards the front of your mat, extend both legs out in front of you, and then lower down towards your back. So taking a bridge pose here, we're going to bend our knees, and then place the soles of your feet down onto the mat. You want to keep the knees in line with your feet, and also keeping them, thinking about keeping them hip width distance apart. Okay, so we don't want our feet to be too narrow. So then placing your palms down onto the mat. As you inhale, slowly start to press into your feet and lift your hips off of your mat. Squeeze the glutes underneath of you and feel the stretch on the top of the quads. Keep breathing here and start to press into the backs of the shoulders and the back of the arms. Keep a soft bend, flexibility back into the back of the neck. Make sure that you're not pressing the back of the neck down into the mat. One more breath in, come up onto your tiptoes, and then slowly lower the spine down toward your mat. And let the bottom of your spine be the last thing to hit the mat before you lower your heels down to your mat. Okay, so try that one more time. Pressing the heels and all four corners of the feet down into the mat. Slowly inhale, lift the hips up. Press the back of the arms down into the mat. Soft curve in the back of the neck. And then as you exhale, slowly let the spine drift down towards the mat. One vertebrae at a time. Hips come down, heels come down. All right, straighten out your legs. Allow the legs to get heavy. Get ready for Shavasana. Do this visualization with me. As you close your eyes, let the feet become heavy. Let them become heavy that they drop off to the sides, the long edges of the feet. Soften all the muscles through the legs and let them drop down. Soften behind the backs of the knees. Let the core just draw in on your inhale. And then allow the belly to fill just like a balloon on your inhale. Allow the chest to become soft. As you inhale, kind of draw the shoulder blades a little bit closer to one another so that the shoulders have room to make contact with the mat. Allow the arms to rest down beyond your mat, palms face up. And then allow them to softly curl. Let the fingers curl. Take another inhale, soften through the throat. Allow your jaw to become soft by letting some space be between the teeth, and let the tongue fall. Soften your brows, allowing them to rest in this space. Even lighten the tightness of your eyelids.